Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Laura and I really look forward to these yearly dinners with our nation's governors and spouses, and we welcome you all back to the White House. For those of you who are first-timers here as governors, we welcome you as well. Particularly pleased that Lyle Lovett from the great state of Texas is here with us. We look forward to hearing you tonight, Lyle. I also welcome former governors who serve in my cabinet. Tommy Thompson and Christy Todd Whitman, John Ashcroft are here. Tom Ridge is now a member of my cabinet. He's not here. He'll still be invited to the cabinet room. Governors are strong leaders with a practical point of view, and I'm really grateful for my former fellow governors for serving their country. There are 25 new governors who are here. I know it's an exciting experience for you to set an agenda and to put together a great team to solve problems for your state or your territory. I loved being the governor of Texas. In my 6 years, I placed great value on the advice of fellow governors and made many friendships which continue to this day. I've grown especially close to the governor of Florida. Man's like a brother to me. We each have a shared experience and we have shared responsibilities. We share the responsibility for protecting the homeland. We share the responsibility for encouraging economic growth and jobs. We share the responsibility for making sure every child learns and no child is left behind. We share the responsibility for expanding access to high-quality, affordable health care and for helping our fellow citizens in need. And we'll meet these responsibilities together. I'm honored to have you all here. I now ask you to join me in a toast to the governors of the United States. Thank you.
Mr. President, we're honored to be your guest tonight. We recognize in the wake of the loss of the Columbia and your responsibilities as Commander-in-Chief, your time is especially valuable to the nation. That you and the First Lady have made such a special effort to welcome us this evening is therefore even more appreciated. As your former colleagues and your closest partners in our federal-state partnership, we know that you bear great burdens in serving the nation and our people. As our nation confronts unprecedented challenges at home and abroad, from terrorism, which has, for the first time in our nation's history, reached across the oceans into our heartland, to deep uncertainties in our national and state economies, we know this gathering faces hopes and risks of a scale none of us could ever have anticipated. That imposes responsibilities of leadership on your shoulders that perhaps no president before you has borne. So this evening, I want to offer a toast to you and to the First Lady, and we salute you, Mr. President. If I could have my toast here. We salute you, Mr. President, and Mrs. Bush for the grace and strength that you've brought to us and to the nation in these past few weeks, for the leadership you have both demonstrated to guide us out of our sorrows and fears, and for binding us together for the task we face tomorrow. The future of our security and economy, the foundations of our global leadership, rests in no small part on your determined commitment to achieve not just a global alliance against terrorism, but also a lifting of our spirits as Americans. Tonight, we stand together, be shoulder to shoulder, beside you and behind you. Go well and bravery. Our best to you, Mr. President, and to Mrs. Bush. Thank you, Mr. President.
Well done. Really well done.
Thank you, sir.